12, Jordan Lane. Number 19, Brandon Reyna. Number 22, Diego Speracupa. Number 4, Soren Jensen. Number 9, Charlie Spur. Number 26, Sam Engel. And in goal, Mark Skype Olsen. The Rovers would like to thank major sponsors: Parallel 49 Brewing, Still Creek Printing and Communication, Total Therapy, TSS Academy, Mahoney & Sons. And tonight, every corner is a concentric corner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are your 2019 TSS Rovers. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the anthems of the United States of America and Canada.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Mother's Day and welcome to Swangard Stadium for another season of TSS Rovers football action. The newly rebranded USL League 2 kicks off for TSS Rovers today in a game against Lane United. I'm Michael McCall, joined on the mic for this game with well-known face in local soccer circles, Alan Etherington.
Thanks for the invite, Mike. Great to be here. The field looks absolutely brilliant. It's in pristine condition. Swangard's always a good place to play, and the crowd look like they're rolling in, so it looks for a good game. And I know there's a couple of players on TSS that I know from my days at the University of the Fraser Valley that played, and the rest I am aware of them, but I'm not as up to date as I maybe should be, so you'll have to help me along today.
We'll certainly do that for you, Alan. Start off with the starting lineups for today's game. For Lane United, not sure how they're lining up yet. We think it might be a 3-5-2, could be a 3-4-3, but in goal is Mark Olsen, number 1. Along the back line, number 19, Brannan Romach, number 5, Brady Graff, and number 25, John Stadler. Also in the lineup for Lane, number 12, Jordan Lane, number 21, Segovia Alessandro, number 4, Soren Jensen, number 7, Sergio Diaz, number 22, Diego Villapuria, number 9, Charlie Spur, and number 26, Sam Engel. For TSS, we think they're probably going to be going 4-3-3, may go 4-4-2. In goals though, number 1, Luciano Trasalini. At right back, number 4, Eric de Graaf. Centre back pairing of number 12, Owen McBride, and number 5, Mark Baldissimo. And left back, Chris Guerrero. In the midfield, we've got the Polizzi brothers, number 8, Marcello, number 10, Matteo, and Jordan Haynes, number 3, will be in the middle as well. On the right wing, we're expecting to see Rahid Rahim. On the left wing, David Malamura, number 9. And up top, number 16, making a return to TSS Rovers after a season away playing some football in Sweden, Connor Macmillan. It's a big turnover for both teams. 10 returning players only for Lane, 11 returning players for TSS. 4 academy call-ups for TSS Rovers as well this season. 2 of them on the bench today, goalkeeper Patrick Hipps, and number 6, a man of many positions, Henry Cromack. So I'm sure we're going to see Cromack at some point today. But this is shaping up for a good game. Lane kicked their season off on Friday night in a 1-1 draw in Victoria. This is TSS's first game of the season, and unfortunately a little bit depleted for this one. A number of players are away over in Nanaimo for the final of the Provincial Cup today, so they will hopefully return on Friday. But this is shaping up, Alan, to be a very entertaining game.
It will, and I'd expect TSS to come out flying here. I mean, some of the players who are filling in for the guys who are playing in the Provincial Cup will be obviously trying their best to impress and make an appearance, so that Willie Cromack and Colin Elms are very, very pleased, and they'll select them again and maybe take the spots of the players they're taking their place from.
Yeah, it's a brand new centre-back pairing. It's kind of a makeshift centre pairing for TSS. Mark Baldissimo, usually a defensive midfielder, playing at the back beside Owen McBride. But one thing that TSS do have going in their favour, they've got 7 SFU clan players starting this. 6 of them current players. Owen McBride is going to be having his first season at SFU in the fall. But the other 6 of them are really familiar with how they play. A number of these players as well play with Reno's Tigers in the VMSL. Reno's Tigers are in the Provincial Cup final today. And a quick break right away for Lane, and a great save there by Luciano Trasalini right off the bat, 52 seconds in, and Trasalini called into action. That's something that this defence is going to have to watch, as they're still trying to find their feet and just getting some chemistry together. Yeah,
they're caught a little bit flat there and a little bit unaware and asleep, and a good chance to score for Lane United, and lucky to get the clearance. Goalkeeper did very well, and a good clearance over the bar for the corner.
Going to whip the corner in here. Referee just holding the action there. Didn't see who get the shot off there for Lane, but Jordan Lane, I think it was, that got the shot. So aptly named player for Lane United. Welcome to everyone that's listening to this game down in Oregon or wherever you're listening. A big shout out as well to the Red Aces, the Lane United supporters group. Corner here for Lane. Whipped in, well cleared by TSS, but only as far to the edge of the box. Diaz. Long lofted ball. It's quite windy out there today. It's been really warm over in Vancouver last week. Temperatures in the low to mid 20s, but it's dipped today. I think we're looking at about 17 degrees, but coming in there was certainly a wind, and that could play into this match so far, although the corner flags don't look like they're blowing about too much so far.
No, the conditions are really good today. I mean, it's not hot, it's a bit cloudy, so it's not too hot to play. I don't think there's too much wind. I just think the centre-backs there look a little bit nervous, and the first couple of headers they've gone for, they're going to have to find their way. I always find that players who've been playing in midfield and drop into centre-back find it not too difficult to challenge because everything's in front of them, whereas in midfield they've got to look both ways, so it might be a bit easier, but winning the head balls might be something they're not used to, and it's something they're going to have to adapt to fairly quickly in this game.
Yeah, especially Mark Baldissimo, who used to be playing a defensive midfield role. He is the brother, if you're wondering, of the other two Bellissimo brothers, Matthew that is with Pacific FC and Michael on the Whitecaps MLS roster. And Bellissimo there just playing the ball back to Luciano Trasolini. Trasolini with TSS last year didn't see a minute in PDL action. Two good goalkeepers ahead of him, both have moved on. Trasolini is going to be the number one this year. Only two goalkeepers on TSS's books right now, and dispossessed there. Marcello Polisi giving the ball away. Ball whipped in there. Charlie Spur sending a dangerous one across the goal and blocked in the end by TSS for another corner to Lane.
Yeah, sloppy giveaway in midfield by TSS. They've got to get a bit more alert and a bit more aware of their surroundings, and when they're passing the ball. Simple giveaway there, causing problems and almost giving Lane a chance of a goal.
TSS so far struggling to get the ball out of their half, and Lane now with another corner that they're going to whip in. Some good movement in the box by Lane. Headed to the back post, and it's off the line. Great save there by Luciano Trasolini. No goal line technology here. We don't know if that went in or not. Lane claiming it went in, and another one just headed over there. Lane piling the pressure on in the early stages there.
Yeah, they're really under pressure here, TSS. They need to just get their bearings, settle down a bit. They need a little bit of help from the sidelines to get them organised here. But they've got out of jail a couple of times. It could be 1 or 2-0 already. The goal that was we saw on the replay there, it looked like it was very close to being in. Without the goal line technology, we'll never know. But credit to the goalkeeper, did a great job palming it out.
Thankfully, not like England in the World Cup in '66, where they got the goal that wasn't a goal.
Well, we can talk all night about that, but I only remember who won that one, and I think it was England. And they might win the next one, by the way, too, so there you go.
Oh, I shouldn't have started you in England. Trying to have a dig and that backfired. But yeah, Charlie Spur there with a header that was snatched away off the goal line by Luciano Trasolini. Soren Jensen following in with a header that crashed off the bar. Nervy stuff at the back so far for TSS, and this is going to be a start that's really going to please Lane United under a new head coach this year, Connor Cappelletti. He's been assistant at Lane since 2014 under John Gallis. John Gallis has moved to US League One side FC Tucson as their assistant. So a great chance for Cappelletti to show what he can do as a head coach. And Lane again showing some urgency, nicking the ball away there. Played forward, trying to find Spur in the box.
I think TSS, in all honesty, are trying to play out the back, which is what you want to try and encourage your players to do, but they've been caught a couple of times playing a bit sloppy, and they don't have enough supporting players around to have as many options as they need. So they need to be a bit more careful. There's a big gap between the player who's got the ball and other players that should be supporting. I'd like to see the lines a bit closer together so they can play simpler passes than being caught one-on-one against a player coming in at them.
Yeah, I think TSS have been caught a little bit by surprise at just how quick Lane have come out for this one. You would maybe expect a little bit of tiredness from playing on Friday night, but at least they've got some chemistry, which TSS still, they don't even have all their players here yet. A couple of them are still going to arrive next week. And then, as we said, they're missing a bulk of players that's at the Provincial Cup final today. All the players, there was potentially 8 TSS players that could have missed this one. The players were all given the option whether they wanted to play in the Provincial Cup final or here. Some chose the Provincial, some chose this game. And if some hadn't chosen this game, I think TSS would have been in a little bit of a pickle.
Well, it's a schedule problem that when you've got the Provincial Cup finals on the weekend at the same time that the USL2 is playing their league games, and I guess the players have a commitment to the other players they play for in the fall and in the winter. But the players that they've got at TSS will be quite adequate, but they just need to get themselves a bit better organised and a bit more aware of what they're doing rather than being a bit sloppy.
And Jensen in the middle for Lane, the number 4 on the ball just now. He's been in the mix of everything, and another long ball forward just over the foot there of Sam Engel. Just couldn't bring it down into the arms of Trasolini, and he's going to be happy to hold on to that for a while. TSS again just looking to play it out at the back. Not had any chance to get any kind of attack going so far. McBride finding Polisi. Jordan Haynes, former Whitecaps player. He's played at a high level, played in USL, the top tier of it with Whitecaps 2 for 2 seasons in 2015 and 16.
I think in games like these, Mike, the experience really shows, because you know, the younger players coming in, they'll be playing at the best they can possibly do to come up to this level, and it's very difficult when you're not used to playing at this pace and players against this quality against you.
Villapuria now playing the ball to Engel, but cut out well there by Jordan Haynes. Was at training for TSS a couple of days this week. On Thursday they had an intra-squad game just to try and nail down who might get the starts today. A couple of interesting guys on the bench that we'll talk about later in the match. I'm sure we're going to see them, and they're going to be hungry to try and maybe stake a starting spot with the games coming thick and fast in this league. Lane United, a bit of an unknown quantity as well, with such a turnover of staff under a new head coach, and Will Cromack as well taking the reins for TSS Rovers this season. Colin Elms taking more of a backseat. Will Cromack's going to be leading the team. They've also brought in Adam Day, former Whitecaps under-16, under-17 head coach, who's going to be doing the training sessions and can't make all the weekend games, but will be on the bench for some of them. Lane breaking again here. Spur. Nice turn by him, trying to get a shot off, blocked by McBride and collected by Trasolini.
And again, when the TSS team get the ball here, they've got to really concentrate on keeping possession, and they look to be playing out from the back and fairly predictable, and I think Lane have picked up on that and starting to pressurise a little bit further up the field, and they win the ball back as often as they can, obviously, but they seem to have a little bit more about them and a bit more pace to the game.
Yeah, it's all about just making sure that they soak up this pressure and don't give a goal away in the early stages. Lane came to TSS for the season opener last year and absolutely dismantled TSS. 4-1 victory. TSS just weren't at the races in that one. Speaking to Colin Elms after that game, he was so disappointed with how TSS had come out of the traps. But then they went on a 7-game unbeaten run and topped the standings. So this is a league where a couple of defeats early on doesn't mean that your season's over if you can go on a run.
I think that's the same in most leagues, but it's a matter of getting a feel for the game, and for any of the new players coming in, playing at this different level is a big step up, and it may take them a game or two just to get used to the pace of it. But I think TSS, they're up against it today. Lane look a very good team, they're very well organised, and they're on the front foot. They're playing on the front foot, they're pushing onto the TSS back four, and when they play it out from the goalkeeper to the backs to try and play out from the back, there's not a lot of options for them to come out. There's not a lot of support runs into space. There's a lot of players hidden behind other players, so they need to work on getting into good support positions, more options to play out, less chance of getting it away.
It's going to be a drop ball here. Soren Jensen, who I was talking about, had such a good start for Lane, taking a knock, going off, still getting treatment at the side. They're looking to see if he can come back on, so playing a man down just now. Let's see if TSS can capitalise that. 11 minutes in. Guerrero to Rahid Rahim, into David Malamura. Oh, nice lob ball there for Rahim, finding Guerrero, but just slipping there. Looks like the grass might be a little bit wet out there.
Yeah, I don't know if they've watered the field before the game. They do that a lot of times these days, and it makes for a quicker paced game to play, but if you've got the wrong footwear on, it's going to cause you problems. And
the thing, of course, Swangard is a grass pitch. So many of these guys not actually used to playing on grass. So many turf fields these days.
No, it's an uncommon thing now, a grass field.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely beautiful. If you can't play on this, you can't play. It's absolutely beautiful. I remember playing here with the Whitecaps a few years back, and it was in the 86s as well before that, but it was the best field in North America for playing on. It was absolutely brilliant. Teams used to come in here and they couldn't believe how good the pitch was, and they would just go and gaga about the facility and the pitch itself. It's a shame it's not used more often than it is, Swangard Stadium.
Oh, it definitely is. It's like a jewel in the crown in the lower mainland, and so many of the players, it's a big selling point for TSS because a lot of the guys want to play here. They want to play in front of the Swangardians and the good support and the beautiful pitch. But I know, speaking to a lot of these guys play in the local Vancouver Metro Soccer League, and every season they have a season opener where they play all the games at one location. This year it was on grass, and so many players struggled to play on grass because they're just not used to playing on it. And to me, that's crazy.
When they first brought in AstroTurf, it used to be the other way around. And here we go, 1-0. Is it? Oh, he's given offside.
Flag was up there. Sergio Diaz putting the ball in the net, but flag up early as the ball came across. Just see that again. Long throw in. That's something that TSS are certainly going to have to watch. I didn't see very much in that, I've got to say. It's like, it looked like the backing in was what that was given for, but it didn't really look too much there. But chance now for TSS to break out wide. Just knocking the ball back. Baldissimo now. Into Marcello Polisi. Haynes back to Marcello, finding his brother Matteo. Nice little turn by Matteo. Oh, great little run here by Matteo. Oh, just couldn't find David Malamura there with the through ball, or was maybe trying to just do too much himself. But big season for Matteo Polisi. He's a player that a lot of the folk thought would maybe end up going to the CPL, but still got 2 years of his college to go at SFU. So it takes a big offer really to get a guy to give up a 2-year scholarship, and nothing was forthcoming, but he impressed so much with SFU this year. Leading scorer, won a slew of awards, 19 goals in the season, and he is the guy that if TSS are going to get anything going tonight, it's going to be through him. Yeah,
he's got a bit of experience playing at that level with SFU. I think the CPL and the players playing in there as well as colleges, I can foresee some problems towards the end of the season when the players have to make a decision. Do they go back and play at university or stay for the finals in the CPL? And I'm sure that'll work itself out eventually, but for the first little while I can see a few little problems and concerns that players won't know what to do, whether they go back to school or they take a chance and try and stay in the game full time. Yeah, I mean, a former TSS Rovers player, Zach Verhoeven, signed by Pacific FC in Victoria, UBC Thunderbirds player, so I mean, he would be expected to be going back to UBC August time. I would imagine that the coaches of the university will be in touch with the clubs that their players sign for and have a contract or a deal so they know exactly where they're going, because you can't really expect the university coach to plan their season if they're not sure whether the players are coming back or not. And a break here for TSS. David Malamura going forward, finding Matteo Polisi, turns out wide to Rahid Rahim. Marcello Polisi now. Nice ball out wide. Can this get whipped in? Takes a little bit of a deflection and into the goalkeeper. Oh, he's spilled, and TSS just can't poke it home. Free kick given there. Mark Olsen spilling the ball there as it came over. Yeah, they're a little bit fortunate in the back lane, United, because I didn't see a lot wrong with that. Let's have a look on the replay. Yeah, Eric de Graaf sending the ball in, takes a deflection, and I don't know if he's got full control of that. No, Conor McMillan had his foot up as the keeper was collecting it. It looks like he may have caught him a little bit in the midriff, but McMillan pleading his case that he didn't do anything wrong there, but that's a sign for TSS. Well, that Olsen might be. I think sometimes these days goalkeepers get a bit too much protection. Yeah. And anything that goes near them looks like a foul. The referees are going to give it, but I didn't see a lot wrong with that. I don't think Conor McMillan did anything wrong there. Well, I mean, back in your day of playing, I mean, goalkeepers, you could barge into them and it's like it wasn't even a free kick. I'm not as old as that. I'm only 97. Not in my day. No, I mean, I remember years back with the Whitecaps, the first thing we used to do was hang a cross up and smack the goalkeeper so he wouldn't come up for crosses again. Yeah. But you won't get away with that these days. Can't get away with very much these days with VAR and everything everywhere. Thankfully, this league doesn't have that, so whatever the referee calls is going to be the decision. We can analyse it then ad nauseum afterwards from all the replays, but the players shouldn't be concerned about the referee anyway. I always told my players, never worry about the referees. How do you control? Only worry about the things you can control. Don't worry about the other team or the referee or the wind or the conditions. Worry about what you can control and get on with your game. TSS coming more into the game now, having a few more forays forward, which is good, taking a little bit of pressure off their defence, but still looking lively, Lane. And Soren Jensen is back on for them, so he's the guy so far that everything's been going through. Charlie Spur up front as well looks like he could be a dangerous proposition, the number 9. Yeah, he looks quite comfortable on the ball. He's got a bit of pace and he's a big lad. He'll challenge in the air, so he's a player that you've got to look out for. And they're playing with a lone striker up front, so there's only one option to hit, and he's bigger than the two centre-backs, so he could cause some problems there. If they can get players up and support him and get the knockdowns, they can cause a few problems for TSS.
And Spurs' brother William was the leading scorer for Lane last year, 7 goals. Made the move though to NPSL with Detroit City. Second leading scorer was Nick Moon, and he's actually signed with USL1 team Lansing Ignite. So 13 goals between those two, and they've lost both of those players for this year. Chance now for TSS with Rahid Rahim in the corner. Oh, finding Matteo Polisi, who takes a nice touch, running into the box, hits the byline, cuts it back, but just cut out there by Jensen, who's all over the pitch for Lane United just before Conor McMillan, C-Mac could get onto it.
Yeah, he was trying to set C-Mac up the little back pass there, but the defender did a good job in cutting it out. But corner kick, and looks a lot more promising for TSS. They certainly have come into the game a bit more after a couple of scares early on in the game.
18 minutes gone, first corner of the afternoon for TSS Rovers. Marcello Polisi is going to send this one deep into the box. Or not, as that turned out. I don't think that was what he was intending, but TSS still in the ball. Jordan Haynes now, what can he do? Plays it out wide. Oh, nice little cut inside here by David Malamura. Cuts back to McMillan. Oh, what a goal! Conor McMillan buries that. Great little cut back there from David Malamura, and Conor McMillan showing what he was brought back to this TSS Rovers team to do. Buries that into the top corner, giving Mark Olsen no chance.
Great play on the wing there. The winger's done really well to cut back and take it back again the other way, but look at the ball back. And that's not an easy strike from C-Mac. That's what we call a half volley. He's just let it bounce a little bit, got over the top of the ball to keep it down, and he smacked it at the roof of the net. That's a terrific goal. And 1-0 for TSS. Not really against the run of play, because in the last 5 or 6 minutes they've really started to come back into the game and had a bit more possession. But that's got to give them a bit of confidence and maybe settle them down a little bit more. But let's see how Lane United react, whether they've got a bit more in them to come and give something back. But terrific to see, great goal, and well worked, good from the corner.
Yeah, it was nice to see David Malamura getting the assist there. He's a player I've watched for a number of years in the VMSL. Top scorer for years with Croatia SC, and Croatia SC won the VMSL Premier title for the first time this year. Malamura's 9 goals, a big contributing factor to that. He's had some time, in fact he's just gone down as I'm talking about in there. Run into the back by, let's just see this again. Yep.
He's just been barged in the back there. It's quite painful. I've had a few of them over the years, and he'll be fine. He'll get up and play on, but it does knock the wind out of you sometime.
Yeah,
but back to the goal they scored there, I thought he was terrific the way that he came back inside and then went back towards the byline and not just crossed the ball anywhere for somebody to hit. He's actually picked out C-Mac, and he's had eye contact. He's made a terrific pass, and the result is a great goal in the end. And it was a good pass, but it was a difficult shot to hit, and C-Mac certainly did the job there and put it at the top of the net.
Definitely one of the best goals we've seen in TSS Rovers 3 years so far. Lovely finish. This swivel as well just showed you what Conor McMillan can bring to this team. Was overplaying in Sweden. His contract expired. Had hoped to maybe land a CPL deal, but nothing was forthcoming despite some talks. So he knows this is an important season for him. It's a chance to put himself in the shop window, show some of these CPL teams that they might even want to come in for him at the end of the season in July, and he might earn himself a deal with them. And if he's finishing like that, there's a number of teams that's going to be quite keen. Matteo Polisi now trying to find McMillan, but Polisi caught late there.
Connor's a very good player. I had him for 4 years at the university at the U of V when I was coaching there, and he came as a walk-on actually, and tried to impress me in the first week, and certainly did impress me. That's why we signed him. And he's developed and he's learnt the game. You know, that's what he needed to do. He's been a good little athlete, and he's got that drive in him that he wants to do well, but he needed to learn a little bit more about the game, and he was in a good environment. He's done that, and from all accounts when he went to Sweden, he's done very well in Sweden, and I'm surprised he's not still there and they've renewed a contract for him.
Ball whipped in there and just running behind. Yeah, it was surprising to see him back. I think he wanted to come back because the CPL was really tempting to him, and then I know he maybe had talks with Pacific and Valor, so something might still come of that, and this is his chance to just show these teams what he can do. And he had a good season here in 2017 with TSS Rovers. He also knows a few of these guys. He played VMSL with the guys at Rena's Tigers as well, so he's got a bit of understanding with the Polisi brothers and some of the guys that aren't here today. And if TSS can hold on to this lead and just get something out of this game, especially a victory, down some key players to start off the season with a win is going to give them huge confidence. Marcello Polisi now finding his brother, but just overhits it through and runs through to Mark Olsen in the lane goal.
I think the goals give them a little bit more confidence. Obviously, they're playing a bit better. They're more intelligent when they're on the ball and keeping possession, and they're getting through the lines a bit better and creating more chances, which is what you want.
Lane now. Oh, well cut out there by Owen McBride. Jordan Haynes now gets the chance to calm things down and take this away. Guerrero to Raheem. Plays it into the middle to Marcello Polisi, back to Haynes. TSS now got time to knock the ball about. Guerrero there just knocking the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, under a lot of pressure that time there. He needs a bit more support early on, and I think there needs to be a bit more talking from the TSS players to demand the ball so they can make that play easy, make their job easy.
TSS winning it back right away. Raheem now finding Matteo Polisi, takes a little step over, cuts it back. That's something they've obviously been working on in training this week. I saw a little bit of it the couple of days I was at. The cutbacks to players at the top of the box, and they've had a lot of success so far with it.
The other thing on that as well is he's done really well taking the ball into the box. Because if you take the ball down the flanks and you're outside the box, there's a chance you can get fouled. It's not such a big deal. But if you take it in the box, there's less chance of the player trying to tackle you.
Spur there, getting the ball in the box, but well cleared by Eric de Graaf. Another throw-in out wide here for Lane United.
Sitting a little bit deep there, TSS, and there should be, every chance they get, they should be trying to push out when they're in possession or when they've got the ball under pressure. They should be trying to push out and create less space for the other team to play in. Just sitting a little bit too deep for me there, and I think they're causing a few of their own problems by giving them too much space to play.
And there's been a substitution in amongst all that as well. Going off was number 4, Soren Jensen, the guy that we talked about so much, and coming in number 20, Colin Chubb-Fertal, one of the returning players for Lane United. Only played 2 games last year, Colin Chubb-Fertal. His brother Casey is another player on the squad. He's returning as well. He's played 11 matches. But that's a big blow for Lane. The number 4, Soren Jensen, had taken that kick and he had looked so good so far in the early stages. Pretty good for TSS for him to go off.
I didn't see any knock or any injury that he's sustained there, but he must have had a bit of a knock. I don't think they'll be making a tactical change at this part of the game, so I hope he's not injured too badly and he's fit for the next game.
Jordan Haynes now. Oh, Rahid Rahim looking for Chris Guerrero to make the run. The run didn't come and he'd overhit it anyway. Into the 26th minute now, 1-0 to TSS Rovers. If you've just joined us, it was a 19th minute goal scored by Connor McMillan. Fantastic strike, definitely watch for the replays of that one. Well closed down there by Matteo Polisi.
And again, the pressure's a little bit better from TSS. They're pushing on a little bit quicker, believing in themselves a bit more. And I think the goals really give them that boost and a bit of confidence, especially the young players. They've got to feel a bit more comfortable now with that 1-0 under the belt.
Lane did go 1-0 down on Friday night in Victoria against the Highlanders to a 12th minute Eliad Shoji goal, but they came firing back in the second half, tying things up through the number 9 Charlie Spur in the 62 minutes to hold on for a 1-1 draw. And listening to some of the comments after the game from Lane and their new head coach, he was very pleased, and I'll just break that off now. Malamura playing the ball inside. Oh, offside. The flag went up there. He just held on to it slightly too long.
I think he could have had a chance of his own there and gone for the strike on his own. There was always a chance of being offside the way he's running away from him. And as a striker making that run forward, you've got to look along that line. You've got to make sure you're not offside. But I thought he could have had a strike on his own at the top of the box.
Yes.
But poor giveaway from the defender at Lane. They've given the ball away too easy there. TSS, again, with good pressure, that's what's going to win him the ball back. When the pressurised well up front, here they go again. And the more they do that, the more they're going to win it, more chances they're going to create.
Yeah, and this is the complete opposite to how the game started. It was Lane that was doing all the pressuring and really closing down TSS quickly. It's now completely switched, and as you say, Alan, TSS really shutting them down. Every time the ball's going to a Lane player, there's a TSS player on him.
Well, I think what happened there was the forwards for Lane were doing a great job pressurising, and we've never seen much of the defenders because they didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Now they've been tested. There's a few doubts about them. I think TSS are going to take advantage of that and cause more problems.
Matteo Polisi chipping the ball over to Rahid Rahim, just hits the back of his foot there and gives the ball back to Lane, who bring it forward now. Sergio Diaz chips the ball over to Charlie Spur, who gets on this. Can he turn and get something off? Two Rovers players on him there and giving the ball away cheaply to Marcello Polisi. That's going to drive the Lane coach mad to give the ball away so cheaply as that. And what I was talking about there is the new Lane head coach, Connor Capoletti. He was delighted to get the point on Friday night because this is a team that hasn't played any pre-season friendlies. They only added 5 players to their squad, I think, on Thursday as well. So to play your first game of the season away from home, a long trip up from Oregon to the island to play Victoria and to come away with a point is going to really, really please them.
I think any league you play at a point away from home is acceptable, and it's a good point away from home. But they look a decent side. They've got some very, very capable players.
Another giveaway there from Lane to David Malamura, who plays the ball to McMillan. Matteo Polisi now looking to see Jordan Haynes.
And I think what's happened now with Lane having such a good start, now they've dropped back and they're sitting in defensive mode and sitting rather deep, giving TSS a chance to play. And there's still lots of spaces in between to pass and play. There's a great ball.
Lovely
in the box
flick over there from Guerrero, and again the offside flag goes up. David Malamura just offside there.
That looked close to me.
It certainly did. Just see a replay of that there. Lovely little chip ball here from Guerrero.
It's hard to see from that angle, but I think he looked at least level.
Yeah.
You've got to give the referees credit. They're in a better position than we are, but it looked a close one, and they're giving themselves a few chances by playing over the top and getting a bit of success from it.
This is a fast team, TSS. It's like they've got a lot of pacey guys here, and one of them on the ball just now, Rahid Rahim's very quick. David Malamura normally plays as a striker but can also play in the wing, and that's how he's been utilised. Spur now, though, bringing the ball forward out wide to Sergio Diaz. Can he whip the ball in? Guerrero doing well to not let him get too much off there, and then easily cleared in the end by TSS. Quick break now. Matteo Polisi, can he? Oh, he held on to it too long there. Conor McMillan was looking for the ball earlier to try and get the run through.
I think Conor did a great job there, holding his line and staying on side, and then he gets the ball and gives a silly pass away like that, undoes all the good work that he's done. That's offside too, came in from behind there.
I mean, it's Matteo Polisi is such a talent. It's one of the flaws of his game, though, is he tries to do too much. He holds on to the ball a little bit too long, and sometimes he seems caught in two minds as to whether he wants to just do it all himself or whether he wants to set someone up, and by that time you've just held on to it too long.
I think part of that will be getting used to your teammates as well. I mean, his job is to play up front, is to hold the ball up as much as he can to bring other players into the game and let them get into support positions. But the more you play with players and you understand the runs they make and they get a bit of a telepathy with you, they certainly improve.
Heavy
players
challenge.
who hold the ball up front for me are worth the weight in gold.
Oh yeah, totally. Heavy challenge there from De Graaf, but a fair one. It's a throw in now to Lane United.
I'd like to see TSS get out there. When the ball's under pressure or played back, get out and close the field down, make it as small as you can so they've got little short passes to make, more chances to give the ball away. Yeah,
they're keeping their back line quite deep, and there's already been signs that there's a couple of players on this Lane team that could really take advantage of that. And it's a free kick now for Lane. 32 minutes gone, 1-0 to TSS Rovers on this Mother's Day season opener for TSS.
And the players lining up on the edge of the box, trying to keep a high line, give the goalkeeper a bit of a chance to come for it and not get everybody on top of him.
Looks like it's going to be Sergio Diaz to play this in. A lot of movement in the box. TSS trying to clear it there. Still keeping the pressure on from Lane. Owen McBride with a nice little trip there. getting away with that. Brandon Romach.
And they're giving a corner kick for that. It could have went either way, but no foul given. I thought the defensive header could have been a bit more dominant to take the chances away from Lane there, but they're still a bit vulnerable in the air at the back.
They
TSS.
certainly are, and ball cleared there from the corner. Good clearance there by Marcello Polisi. No one up for TSS really to get the ball to. David Malamura, the furthest man up, and he wins the ball back here now. Chance here for TSS to break. Matteo Polisi. He's got McMillan off to his right, and he finds him. McMillan trying to get into the box, taking his time, looking up, finding Rahid Rahim, but cleared there. John Stadler getting his head on the ball and getting that away.
And again, Conor McMillan doing the right thing, getting in the box. It makes the defender stand up and hold rather than try and dive in and tackle. And just a little bit too strong on his cross there to get Rahib in. But certainly another chance created, and they look like they're improving as every minute of the game.
Yeah, they look really dangerous on the counter. They've got the pacey players that can do that. And the partnership between Polisi and McMillan, and with Malamura as well, looks one that could be very exciting for TSS this season. Polisi again on the ball, sending a lovely cross in at the back post, but Malamura just a little bit too far forward, but picks it up, cuts it back to De Graaf. Jordan Haynes now, can he find room to get a shot? Looking for the room, getting a shot off and just going past the left post there. Not really testing Mark Olsen, but doing well to find the space to get the shot off there, Jordan Haynes. Very experienced
Jordan's
player.
struggling to get the ball out of his feet there to get a good strike at it. Just not quite far enough out of his feet, but good effort nonetheless. And again, a bit more confidence growing in the team as every minute goes by. They looked the better team the last 5 or 10 minutes, TSS. Had much more of the ball and created far more chances than Lane United.
Lane now on the ball, winning a free kick there. Diego Villapuda coming forward, and great block there. I think that was Baldissimo that got the block in there from Romach, who's got forward quite a lot in the last couple of minutes for Lane. Oh, Marcello Polisi looking to see if McMillan can run onto that, just doesn't have the legs to get onto that. Stadler cut that ball out, and then the foul goes against TSS there. I thought McMillan was bundled over there.
I think he was, but I think Conor fouled the guy before that. He bumped into him and tried to knock him off balance. There you go, a little shove in the back.
Push in the back.
And then the number 2 comes in and says, no, I'm not having any of that. So and the referee, quite rightly, seeing the first foul and giving the free kick to Lane United.
Yeah.
Good referee, actually. He's done a good job, the referee. We've never noticed him. There's never been a word said about him. That's always a good thing with referees, but he's done a terrific job up so far. Very
experienced referee as well. He took a lot of TSS games last year. Also was the referee for the Provincial Cup final last year as well. TSS now seeing if they can bring the ball forward again. Haynes playing it back to Guerrero, who's going to switch it now. Owen McBride. McBride settled in well after maybe a couple of edgy opening moments. He's looked very comfortable back there. Really young lad. 18 years old, going to be joining SFU Clan for this season. Matteo Polisi still holding on to the ball. Oh, doing well there to keep hold of the ball. And can he win a corner here? And he has. TSS, another corner coming up for me. Yeah,
terrific player there. A little bit of determination and fight for the ball, and deservedly gets a corner for it. Look at he's battling away there. He's staying on his feet. A lot of players would go down these days, but he stayed on his feet and done well, and well deserved getting the corner.
They need to do something with it. Some of their deliveries from their set pieces so far has been somewhat lacking.
They're not the tallest team, I would imagine.
No.
They've got, some of the players are 6 foot, maybe 6'1", but they're not built for a lot of set plays and balls in the box. The Lane team look a lot taller and probably be a lot more dominant in the air. Yeah,
Jordan Haynes looking to put this one in. Referees just wanting to chat. He's seen something there. TSS they're missing 2 of the big guys in Riley Pang and Ellie Gindo, who are away at the Provincial Cup final. They'll both be real threats at set pieces. Seen them score a lot of goals over the last couple of years.
I think the referee here is having a word with them about they're putting their arms around players, stopping the runs and what have you. They watch that in the Premier League and try and copy that, but really it's out of order. They're going to get caught for it. You're going to give penalties away.
Ball flipped here and turns, and the shot gets blocked. That was a nice corner there by Haynes to the near post.
Just back to the corners there, Mike. I think these days players are so intense and cheating and holding players off, they don't defend properly. Instead of learning how to defend properly and getting the right place and being in line, in stopping the run and challenging for headers and what have you. They're always trying to cheat, and they're eventually going to give penalties away.
McMillan now in the corner for TSS, playing the ball back to Guerrero. Can't wriggle free, 2 players take it off him, but pressure still on. TSS keeping the ball in there, but now there's a chance for Lane to break. Sam Engel giving the ball to Villapura, who's dispossessed there by Marcello Polisi, who's having a great game in the middle of the park for TSS. Back to McBride now.
He's been really solid. He's won all his tackles when he gets it. He keeps possession. He's done a good job. He might not stand out everything wonderfully does. He just does everything nice and steady. There's another great pass. And you need about 9 players on the field who do that, and 1 or 2 who can do something special. But he's a good player in midfield there. He's done very well today.
Watched Marcello Polisi for a number of years through the Whitecaps residency, SFU, and then here as well. Speaking to a coach who feels that of all this team, Marcello Polisi could be the player that's most ready for the CPL. And you're seeing that today. But Lane now coming forward. Spur, again, a bad first touch by him, letting the ball run away and giving possession back to TSS. But Lane keeping the pressure on. Jordan Haynes, again, a great little battler and powering forward now. Can he set McMillan free? Haynes still has the ball. Needs a little bit of support there. Can he do a nice little play to McMillan? He finds him. McMillan now turns. Oh, and our flag goes up. I thought he'd managed to keep himself on there. That was another tight one, but I think
Connor's
he probably
got to do
was
a little
just
bit
off.
better than that. He's got to look along the line. And what you got to do in those situations is make a little curved run back towards your own goal and then sprint and get away. Because as long as your momentum's keeping you going forward, the fullback's just got to step out and play you offside. He's got to be a bit sharper than that. Yeah,
he tried to stay onside earlier when he was looking for the ball, but Haynes just hadn't given it to him, and a giveaway again in the middle of the park by Lane, but TSS can't do anything with it. Baldissimo there showing some good control. And you have to say, after the first 5 minutes, Lane hasn't really threatened the TSS goal at all. I mean, they've had some possession, they've huffed and puffed, but Trasolini's had a very easy next 35 minutes and the Rovers goal.
Well, in the first 5 minutes, you think it's going to be a one-way ticket, this, but certainly changed over the course of the first half. But I wouldn't rule Lane out of anything yet. They're still dangerous up front, and I'm sure they'll get a few naughty words at half-time to sort them out and get them reorganised a bit, especially at the back where they've made a lot of mistakes.
Ball played in the box here, but Baldissimo cuts it out, kicks it out for, looks like it's going to go for a throw-in. It hasn't gone for the corner, so that's going to be good for TSS. Well done there by Baldissimo.
That's a difficult one from the goalkeeper there. Should it come, should it not come? I've always said to the goalkeeper, as if in doubt, stay home.
Yeah, you don't want to overcommit yourself and then just leave a gaping goal.
But if he does stay home, he's got to give the information to the player away and let him know exactly what he's got to do.
Another long throw coming in from Lane, a great weapon for them there, and Trasolini does well to get the punch to the edge of the box, and TSS now coming away with it with Matteo Polisi. And it's a 3-on-3 break here. Can he find David Malamura? Onside, Malamura now. What can he do with the ball? Lovely ball back inside, and just the other side of Matteo Polisi. Just couldn't keep the engine going to get onto that. And now Lane come away with it through Sergio Diaz, who falls in the middle. A number of players falling over. It might be a bit of a wet pitch out there.
You got to wonder about some of the players when the studs they wear and the boots, you know, they're probably good for turf, field turf, astroturf, and not so good for grass. I mean, we always had a rule when I was playing, the back four always had to wear screw-ins on grass. If you didn't wear screw-ins, it was a $100 fine. You always had to wear screw-ins at the back, absolutely. And the goalkeeper. Midfield players used to wear the multi-studs and what have you, but the back four always had to wear screw-ins. You can't afford them to fall and slip and cause you a goal.
And a bad giveaway there from Jordan Haynes, giving Villapura the chance to set something up here for Lane. Instead plays the ball back to Segovia. There's been a number of giveaways in this match in the middle of the park. It's going to be disappointing for both head coaches. Three minutes of the half remaining. Can Lane find the equaliser? Playing the ball out wide there. Bad control, given the chance for TSS to recover. Matteo Polisi now getting the ball, 2 men on him, finding his brother Marcello, who gets past the Lane player, and and that was a late one from Marcello. Not any malice in that, it's just a a trailing leg.
Yeah, I don't think there was any intent to injure, but it was a foul. He's just a little bit late. I remember John Craven once tackling a player and nearly broke him in half. The player says, "That was a bit late, that tackle, John." And he says, "It wasn't when I started."
He got there as fast as he could. I'm sure for anyone that's listening that doesn't know, Alan was assistant coach you were with the Whitecaps in the 79 Soccer Bowl?
No, I was a reserve team coach.
Reserve team coach?
Yeah, Bob McNabb was the assistant coach with Tony Waiters. And we're having a reunion on May 31st at the Toronto game, and they're bringing all the players in from all over, wherever they are, all over Europe and North America to come in. We're going to have a bit of a dinner and an event at the game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting a few of them.
It's good to see them all again.
Yeah.
Bruce Groblow's not coming. He's going to be in Africa playing golf, he said. He can't make it. So.
And Trevor Wymark's not coming over, which is a big
I thought
disappointment.
Trevor was. I got a list. I thought he was.
Oh, maybe
and I heard Ray Lewington's coming too.
Oh, that's good. Because at first I heard he wasn't, so if he's coming, that'll be excellent.
And Big Lofty will be here, and I think Roger Kenyon's coming. Willie's coming.
Yeah. I spoke to Willie when he was here in 2014. It was a great little chat I had with him. He made 4 appearances for my team, East Fife, towards the end of his career.
He's a character, Willie. Certainly a lovely character and a good player as well. A lot better player than a lot of people give him credit for. I mean, he was terrific for Scotland. He was terrific for the Whitecaps. Wherever he'd gone, he was a good player. West Brom, good player. Lane
now just got less than 2 minutes of this half in stoppage time to try and get back in level terms. Segovia. TSS are doing well. I mean, they're forcing Lane to play the ball back constantly because they're not allowing any space.
Well, they can have the ball all day at the back there. It's not a problem. It's when they get up to the 18-yard boxes causing problems. But they've really not showed any incentive to get in behind or play their way through. They've been very predictable, and I think TSS have handled them quite comfortably up to now, except for the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think they've really struggled since Soren Jensen went off. He was the guy that was making a lot tick. The number 19, Brannon Romach, has impressed me so far. He's getting forward quite well. He looks like the biggest threat that they've got. And Charlie Spur does look like a player up front that just give him one sniff and he's going to put the ball away. TSS will just be happy to see the half out now.
It's hot. It's rather confusing for me to see the two Bellissimos playing. They look alike. They do look alike, the 5 and the 8. And but they played really well. Are they brothers, the 5 and the 8?
No, the 8 and the 10 are.
Ball
forward for Matteo Polisi there, one of the Polisi brothers, who wins the ball back. The keeper's off the line. He's got it towards goal. And what a save by Mark Olsen. Did so well to get back there and turn that ball away. It looked for all intents and purposes that Matteo Polisi was going to double the lead there in the final seconds of the half. More great hustle by Polisi. Nice little header to win the ball. Got the shot, it just, But
the back 4 for the Lane United are in 6s and 7s. They're having a nightmare here. Chances created there. It was a terrific chance. He's done all the right things, but the goalkeeper just stumped him in the air with a terrific save.
Polisi's going to want that one back if he just hit it hard. But Raheem now sending the ball in from the corner, coming out to the other Polisi brother, Marcello now. Can he get space to get the ball whipped into the box here? Jordan Haynes. Sending one a poor cross there and easily cleared by Lane. But that was a great chance for Matteo Polisi to make it 2-0 for TSS. Hopefully that does not come back to haunt them in the second half.
Well, I think at the score there, and it's 2-0 going into the half, it's almost game over. It's a real big boost. 1-0, still a dodgy score. You know, the one mistake, they can be back in it. But you go in half-time 2-0, you feel fairly comfortable.
Yeah, Matteo Polisi had done everything right there. Maybe just didn't have enough on it. But long-range shot there from Lane United, but you've got to give Mark Olsen full credit in the Lane goal there to recover and to get down and tip that around. That was a great save from the big stopper.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. I mean, when you expect him to get beaten, sometimes they go for things that they've no chance of getting, and they're the ones that they make great saves with, and that was really one of them, because I thought that was on its way in. But he's agile, he's done the job, he's kept his eye on the ball, he's done a great job to keep it out. So here we are at half-time, and 1-0 TSS.
Yeah, it's a really good first half. We will be back in 15 minutes with the second half. 19th minute goal from Conor McMillan, giving TSS Rovers a 1-0 lead. Enjoy your half-time on Mother's Day. We'll see you in 15 minutes.
not too sure what it is, but it's
Oh, it's the ghost. Okay.
yeah. And then
Where? No, I was just wondering.
The Vancouver TSS Rovers would like to thank major sponsors Concentra Bank, Chip.net, Parallel 49 Brewing, Stone Creek Printing and Communication, Total Therapy, TSS Academy, Mahoney and Sons Pubs. Rovers next home game right here at Swangard, May 17th, next Friday, 7 p.m. against the Portland Timbers. All right, folks, getting ready for the second half. Here come your TSS Rovers. Once again, the first half score. At the 19th minute, number 16, Connor McMillan. Next Friday, right here at Swangard, Oregon Timber G23, 7 p.m. Put it in your calendar. And right after the event here, 5 p.m. TSS Women's versus Vancouver Island FC. Right, that gets going at 5 p.m.
Welcome back to Swangard Stadium for the second half of this USL League 2 match between TSS Rovers and Lane United. 1-0 to TSS at half-time, 19th minute goal from Connor McMillan. Change at half-time for TSS Rovers, number 7 Rahid Rahim going off, number 11 Burnaby going on for TSS. So remind you, you are allowed 5 substitutions in USL League 2, so I'm sure we will see a few more before the match is out. Second half now underway. TSS Rovers looking to hold on and add to this 1-0 lead that they've got. And first 10 minutes, if you're just joining us, Lane United, much better team, had a couple of close calls. It really could have been 2 goals up. Some great defensive play, some good goalkeeping from Luciano Trasalini, kept them at bay. TSS, Camden Ayers got back into the game and then basically took over, and TSS haven't really been tested much at the back since then.
No, I think obviously Lane came out flying and putting lots of pressure on TSS's back four and caused a few problems. And you're right, they could have had 2 goals. However, as the game's gone on,
German Sanga there whipping the ball in right away.
As the game's gone on, though, I think TSS have worked their way into the game and exploited the back four of Lane United, who've looked a bit shaky, to be quite honest, and given away a lot of mistakes and created opportunities for TSS. But they scored a cracking goal to go 1-0 up, and could have been 2-0 up with a great save by the goalkeeper, just denying them the 2-0 score.
I'm just having a quick check of the Lane United team. I don't think they've made any substitutions at half-time. They are obviously going to be a bit of a tired squad. Played in Friday night in Victoria, 1-0 draw against the Highlanders in their season opener. Eric de Graaf now picking up that loose ball. A lot of giveaways in the middle of the park in that first half, and that's something both teams will be wanting to avoid in this second half, especially as the tiring legs could make that really dangerous for players powering forward as subs come on. But TSS winning the throw-in now.
A little bit of an experience in midfield on both teams probably, and giving the ball away when they're under a bit of pressure. And again, that's where you find out who the good players are, when you can play under pressure. There's players, 5 or 10 yards off you, anybody can play. You can pass and play the ball, but if they're pushing in and putting good pressure on, you've really got to be on your toes to keep possession and move in and be confident enough to try and get the ball back. So it's a big learning curve for some of these younger players coming in.
De Graaf now with a throw-in for TSS. McMillan in the corner, the goal scorer for TSS, first goal of the year for the Rovers. Doing well, nice little chip there back to De Graaf, who just lets the ball bounce but wins the ball back. Marcello Polisi now. McMillan back to De Graaf, he's going to hit the byline, try and send one in, but blocked well by Lane. It's going to be a throw-in for TSS.
Good play there from TSS. I thought C-Mac could have won a corner, but he decided to come back and keep possession. He's kept possession, so he's done good. Not a problem there. And they look like they know what they're doing. They look like they're comfortable, trying to get the ball wide and get the cross in the box.
TSS happy to keep the ball just away from their goal. They'll be happy to keep it down there for as long as possible. And Matteo Polisi looking for the free kick there. Nothing in it for me and nothing in it for the referee.
I thought the referee looked for a corner there, pointed to the corner, and the linesman was overruled and he was closer, and the referees agreed, and goal kick given.
Lane now.
TSS look a lot more compact now.
Yes.
There's a lot less distance between the lines so there's less room to play in for Lane United, especially in the midfield area. So they look like they've adjusted that a bit, and they look a bit more comfortable because of that.
TSS playing a 4-3-3 formation to Lane's 3-5-2. We might see that switch as the half goes on, but nice ball forward here, giving Lane the chance to maybe get something going. But well knocked away there by Jordan Haynes. Lane still in possession. Oh, a high lofted ball there. This could end up going anywhere, but Mark Baldissimo doing well to get his head to that, knocking it out. Jordan Haynes still can't get the ball fully cleared for TSS, and Lane keep the pressure on. We might want to look to move this out to the wide right here. John Stadler. Oh, and another poor giveaway there by Lane. Allows David Malamura to pull forward, and he gets the ball, giving it to Polisi, who tries to play it forward to Conor McMillan, but that's going to get closed down by the Lane defender. McMillan doing well to stick a little foot in there, but giving away a free kick in the process.
Yeah, he's a little terrier, see, Mark. He'll have a bit of a bite when he can, and he certainly never gives up. He's gone for the ball there. He's no right to really win, but he's gone for it and almost got there, but just fouled him on his way in there. But he's a little terrier. He's a hard player to play against because he never stops. He's always at your heels. He's always at you trying to get on the ball.
Another free kick here for TSS Rovers.
Saw one's he's had a bit of a whack here. Look, he's just he's ran into him,
Yeah.
and down he goes. But he's going to be fine. He'll be on his feet and playing, no problem. Now this is a good chance to get the ball in the box. However, I still look at Lane United. They've got bigger players and should be stronger in the air. But looking from what they've done in the first half, they're not as good as they maybe should be. And there's always a chance if you get knockdowns around the box here. That's how they got the first goal.
Jordan Haynes going to send this one in for TSS Rovers. A lot of players at the back of the box. See who he can find here. Swangardians in fine voice behind Mark Olsen's goal. Ball whipped in, and Olsen comes with a punch, gets it away. Malamura trying to close it down. Doesn't quite get his head hit. Sergio Diaz wins that, but Marcello Polisi gets the ball back for TSS here. Tackle there, looking for the free kick, but I think it's just going to be a throw in for TSS.
No foul there. Good challenge, and TSS keep possession, get the throw in. Look to play it round the back and create a bit more space.
McBride now with a long ball forward, looking for Conor McMillan, but the ball, McMillan does well to keep that in. Out to Sanga now. Looking for someone to pass to, tries to hit the byline. Blocked well there by the defender for Lane, but TSS keeping the pressure on. Guerrero now whips a dangerous ball in, and Olsen didn't collect it right away, but manages to grab the rebound there before Malamura or Polisi could get on the end of that one.
Now that's another chance for TSS created by one of the Lane defenders not being good enough to get the ball cleared with his head. And for the big lads at the Orred back, they're not as strong in the air as I thought they might have been. And everything that's gone into the box and put them under pressure with high balls in, the smaller players from TSS have taken advantage of it.
TSS really looking for a second goal here, and that was a
going to be booked. I don't know whether he's given an elbow there, but
heavy challenge on, I think, Brady Graff, the number 5 for Lane United, going down there. We'll maybe
like
see a
he's got a
replay
bit
of
of
that.
a head injury or bump in the face. I'll have to look at the replay and see what's happened there. But C-Mac in trouble. He's on a yellow card, and he's got to be careful from now on in. Bit of a mismatch in size with the two, but he's a little tough one, C-Mac, and he'll give as much as he gets.
And there was a half-time substitution for Lane United. The number 2, Drew Boyd, has come on for them. Not sure who went off. We'll try and work that out. Thinking it might be the number 19, Brannon Romach. And a quick scan around to see if I can see him on the pitch. But Boyd definitely on for Lane United here. Oh no, Romach is still on the pitch, so we'll work it out. Number 12, I think Jordan Lane is still on as well. Lane now coming away with the ball just inside the TSS half. Long ball forward, chip there to Villapura, but too much and going out, giving another Another throw to TSS. He'll be happy just for this pace to kind of keep up like this. It's dipped a little bit, and this suits TSS right down to the ground so far, although a killer second goal is really what they're needing to find.
I think being the first game this season as well, and the second game for Lane, is relevant to how they're playing. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes being made. The more they're playing, the more comfortable they get with each other, and the way they're playing and the standard and the pace of each game, the better they'll become. You know, the better the players you train and play with, it's going to improve you as a player yourself. And I think for the first game, TSS, after a really slow start where they could have been a couple down, have really come on and impressed. And if they're missing 5 or 6 or 7 players, as has been reported, it's a good showing from some of the young lads. And they'll be looking to try and solidify their positions and keep the older guys out when they get back from playing in the Provincial Cup. And they're doing a decent job as it is right now.
Oh, they are. And it's important for TSS to get off to such a strong start, because they've got Lane United today, Portland Timbers on Friday, then next Sunday's Calgary Foothills. So 3 home games to kick the season off before 2 games at Calgary and then another 3 at home. And TSS there, McMillan just trying to get forward there. Matteo Polisi trying to win the ball, but cleared away in the end by Jordan Lane for Lane United. Another throw in here for TSS. DeGraaf takes it quickly to Marcello Polisi. Matteo turns, loses the ball though, and that's going to give Lane the chance to come away with it. Segovia just too far, trying to find Charlie Spur, and hits it out for a chance for TSS to just calm the game down again.
And the intensity from TSS is a little higher than I see from Lane United, and that's why they're getting on top a little bit more. They seem to want it a little bit more. There's a bit more buzz about the game and a bit more, they want to win everything. And Lane may be a bit tired from Friday night's game. I shouldn't think so. They should be fit enough for pre-season that they can manage 2 games over 3 days. So I don't see that as a problem, but I think TSS have just got a little bit more buzz about them and a little bit more desire.
Yeah, Lane definitely feels that they need to make a couple more introductions here to just try and get some spark going.
And offside to me there. Yes, he is.
Flag
offside.
went up pretty quick there from the officials. Trasolini easily collected it anyway, and a chance now for TSS to just calm the game down and bring the ball out from the back. Matt Baldissimo, the number 5 on the ball just now for TSS, had a really strong first half. Normally a defensive midfielder, having to play centre-back today with Riley Pang and Ellie Gindle being away at the Provincials, and he's looked really good back there. Now TSS coming forward there with Gurman Sanga, but brought down. Free kick now, about 30 yards from goal for TSS. Just seen Sanga there getting the ball, turning and running, and he's been a nice little spark since he came on at half-time. Oh, and a chance here for TSS, and Malamura sends the ball into the box, but blocked there by the Lane defence, and then Malamura takes a clattering. No free kick though. Throw in for Lane United, and Malamura there went down in a heap and looks in a bit of pain there, holding his calf.
He's done very well, Malamara. He's done well to take him on. A little cut back to get to the line and try and get a cross in. Excellent play, and unlucky not to get something better out of it. But he looks a little buzz box as well. But between him and Colin McMillan up front, they've certainly got the intensity and the desire to try and make things happen, and they're causing a lot of problems for Lane United at the back. The intensity, the challenges he's going into, it's not. I don't think it's a foul. I think the referee's quite right there, but he's gone in there, he's strong, he wants to win the ball, and they just look a little bit more that they want to win. There's a bit more desire there from them.
McBride tugging Spurs' shoulder there.
Well, that could be a foul. No.
TSS doing so well. Anytime any Lane player gets the ball in the final third, they're getting closed down really quickly. 3 players around Spur there, not allowing him the chance to do anything, and ending up winning a free kick for TSS Rovers, which Polisi now plays forward, looking for Malamura, but cut out by the Lane defence. Villapuda now giving the ball away there to Malamura. Did well to cut that out, and Marcello Polisi doing well to show some fight there. But coming away now with Lane United, what can they do? Segovia plays the ball forward. Out wide now to Romach, who's had a really good game so far, and that's a bad tackle there from TSS. Is this going to be a booking for Guerrero?
I think anytime you take 2 feet off the floor and lunge in, there's a possibility it could be a red card. I think yellow card will be sufficient here, but He's talking to the linesman
Yeah, I
about
think
it,
the
but he's-
referee's wanting to just see what the linesman maybe saw.
He's left the ground, which is a bad tackle, and in this day and age, I mean, years ago they got away with that. But
And it looks like he's booking the wrong player. I think he's got the card out, but it didn't look like he was going to give it to Guerrero there at first, but he is now.
I think he's fortunate to get the yellow card in this day and age of the game, where you get 2 feet off the floor. There's a good chance you're going to get sent off. You can't go into tackles like that. And in all honesty, there's no need to go into a tackle like that. The player's facing the wrong way, going towards the touchline. Just keep him going, stay on your feet, defend. Don't let him turn. He's going nowhere.
Diaz now with a chance to whip this in for Lane United. He's been their set piece taker for most of the afternoon. Players very bundled together really closely here in the box. Let's see if someone's going to move, and they're running into each other as well. Maybe this isn't quite how it went in the training ground.
Yeah, I think the referee's trying to sort them out and stop all the nonsense, and TSS have got to be really careful that they don't give a penalty away by doing something silly.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement in the box. Diaz whips it in there, and Trasolini easily punches that out, but it comes back in from Diaz, and the offside flag went up. Boyd couldn't control it in front of goal anyway, but the offside flag went up. He was off there.
Actually, good play from TSS. He just pushed up another 5 yards there and left him in an offside position. If they just sat and watched the game and ball watched a bit, they'd have been in trouble there, because he'd have been in a good position to score. But by pushing out, they've created the offside and done a good job.
Lane United still have 3 subs that they can make. TSS have 4 to make, and one of them is coming on just now. Gurman Jaj, Fraser Valley Cascades player. Alan knows him quite well. He looks set to be coming on for TSS, but just now TSS on a break. Conor McMillan using his pace and getting away there, hitting the byline, playing it into the box, and a chance there for Matteo Polisi, but blocked on the goal line by Lane United. They scramble the ball clear, but TSS trying to keep the pressure on. Nice work there by McBride to win the ball back. Matteo Polisi now. De Graaf taking a touch inside, looking there for Sanga, who has a nice little turn and brought down there by Boyd. This is another card booking for the Lane United player that came on at half time.
Yeah, and rightfully so. He's clipped him as he's turned there. And again, it's in my days that wouldn't have happened. It's poor defending. The defender's too upright. He's too tall. He should be lower down watching the ball. And by the turn he's made, he's obviously created the chance for him to foul him, and there he goes. Let's have a look.
Lovely turn there. It's just the speed of Sanga there.
Now there's a few players can hit this from here. I know Seamak can take a shot. Gurman Jaj, who played for me at the University of Fraser Valley, he can hit them from here. He scored a lot of goals from this sort of distance. Whether he'll be on or not to take the free kick as he's just come on the field is another story, but he can certainly strike them from here and score goals.
Matteo Polisi as well. I've seen him score a lot of free kicks for SFU and Renus Tigers in the last couple of years, and it looks like it's going to be Matteo that's going to take this one. This is a big wall, a lot of players in this.
It's a tough job to get it over and bring it back down, but the better players can do it.
8 players in the wall, 4 for each side as well, so might be even 9 as well. Doesn't really look 10 yards back to me, but can Polisi get this up and over and test Mark Olsen, who's been really good for Lane in goal? Polisi now takes a low one, and that's not one of the best ones we've seen from Matteo, just scooting wide.
I've hit my kids harder than that. It trickled by, just went over the field there, over the line for a goal kick. It's not the best free kick. I'm sure he'd want that one again. But they've got to be careful when you take free kicks like that, when the walls, so many people in the wall, is that it rebounds and they get away on a break and catch you with your pants down a bit. You've really got to be aware. For me as a coach, the most important people when you get a free kick around the box like that are your defenders. Who they're defending, or is there one behind and one in front of the guy that's up front, so you can't get the ball to him. It's so important that when you haven't got the ball, you're working hard to make sure nothing can go wrong.
And TSS finally make the substitution. Gurman Jaj coming on. Conor McMillan, the goal scorer, coming off. Probably expect to see Jaj going up front in a straight swap for swap. He's had a great season for the University of Fraser Valley Cascades.
Yeah, he comes from a lovely family, Gurman. He's a good student. He's I don't know if he's finished. He must be in his last year if he's not finished at the university.
Yeah, I think he's got one more to go.
But he's done very well for the university. He's been a regular scorer every year he's played.
This seemed to be a real breakout year for him as well.
I think he's maturing as a player. I think when he came to the university, he's had a lot to offer and he really showed a lot of skill and ability, but he needed to learn the game and become a team player rather than just an individual player. And I think he's developed over the years by doing that, playing at a good level and understanding what his role is, not only for him but as part of the team, and how well he's got to defend as well as just try and score goals. But he's a good player and a good addition to TSS.
It's going to be interesting to see how he does at this level. 13 goals and 3 assists from 17 appearances for Fraser Valley in the last U Sports season, including a hat-trick in a game against Mount Royal as well. So he's a player that certainly knows the way to the back of the net. This is what this league is all about, just providing opportunities to players to see how they can get tested at the higher level.
I think it's a great league for that. I used to coach with both the Whitecaps and with the Abbotsford Soccer Association in the PDL, which was the four farthest to this league, I guess. And the number of players that came out of playing in the PDL and made a full-time job and played professionally is astounding. There's a lot of players who've come through and got the experience at this level and set them on the way to play at the highest level and make a lot of money in the game.
Now we're going to get this chance to see what Jaj can do here on the wide. Setting his first ball in the box and just headed clear there before Sanga can get on the end of it, but only as far as Matteo Polisi, who takes a shot that's blocked, and Lane cleared the ball away now. Diaz can't get hold of it, and it's going to be a throw into TSS. And TSS, don't want to tempt fate, but 65 minutes in and they're looking pretty comfortable right now. Lane's really struggled to get much going in attack.
Well, the game can change in an instant. It's one of those games where if they make a mistake, it's going to cause you problems, especially just being 1-0 up. But I think they've gained in confidence in the kickoff, since the kickoff, and I think you can't hear them from up here, but I'm sure there's a lot of talking going on down there and pulling players to and from to keep them in good positions so they're in good positions to defend. And as long as they don't make silly mistakes and try something stupid, just keep playing simple, they'll be fine.
Lane now trying to get something going to get themselves back into this game. Boyd on the ball now, who just discovered Boyd actually came on for Jensen in the first half. It wasn't Chilferto like I thought, but Boyd came on for him, so that's why suddenly saw his appearance, and Boyd winning the throw in there, going to take it.
TSS playing with a solid 4-4-2, and the two strikers are working hard up front, but the back four looks solid. They've got a good line, they're holding the line. The only thing I'd like to see a bit more is when it's on one side, the covering player, the farthest away on the back four, just tucks in a bit more, and he's covering the space behind rather than just being flat. But they look quite comfortable for now. Let's hope it's not a jinx that I'm saying this, but they look quite comfortable the way they're defending, and Lane have got to step it up a bit if they want to get anything out of this.
Another chance here from a set piece. TSS giving away a lot of cheap free kicks in this half, and this looks where Lane could be dangerous. Diaz whips it in, but easily headed out there, but only giving Lane the chance to keep the pressure on. And just a long ball forward to no one there, and Luciano Trasolini will collect this easily any day of the week.
Well, there wasn't a lot on to play from the lad to play up to the front players. TSS have pushed out, not as quick as I'd like to see them push out, but they have pushed out about 5 yards. I think they should be zooming out and getting out a bit quicker than give it even more space at the back. But it's creating problems for the strikers, who in all honesty are a little bit lazy and getting into onside positions.
De Graaf playing the ball forward to Malamura, who plays a nice ball inside to Gurman Jaj. He takes a shot, he scores! What a debut for Gurman Jaj. 67 minutes in, Malamura with his second assist of the afternoon. Gurman Jaj, what a lovely finish. We talked about his goal scoring prowess this year. Saw it there.
Well, I've seen that a few times before from Gurman. Struck it very well. I don't think it left the ground more than 2 inches. It was just a lovely strike. Difficult for a goalkeeper that to get down to. You know, here we have a look at it again.
Malamura did so well to cut the ball back.
Good little pass. It's bobbling a little bit. He takes a touch and he strikes it. There's no chance he's going to miss that one.
Lane defender just overcommitted himself, went to ground, left the space for Jaj to hit it into the bottom corner. The Swangardians behind the goal going crazy. The smoke's going off. Fantastic. 2-0 now for TSS.
Two former UFV players scoring the goals. You're going
to be happy?
Yeah.
You have to come again. You're obviously a good luck charm.
I'll get some more UFV players. I'll talk to Colin.
Now this great chance for TSS to just see the game out and start their season with a win. Be the first time in their 3 years in existence that they will have started with a win if they can hold on to this.
It'll be interesting to see how Lane United adapt to this and react to it. They're down 2 goals. They've again, they've had a few chances early on in the game, which is a long time ago. But if they drop their heads a bit, it could be more for TSS. Let's see how they react, and are they going to step on the gas a bit more and give a bit of a game?
Well, the danger now for Lane is that they're just going to overcommit going forward to try and get a goal back and leave themselves caught. And Sanga, Baj and Malamura up front for TSS have all got pace, and if they get given a sniff to run into goal, they're certainly going to do that. But TSS as well, they can't play deep. They need to play that defensive line a little bit high up, do the high press as well, and just force Lane to try and get something going and leave some gaps himself at the back.
Well, there's two ways of playing. You can either try and push out whatever you can and play higher up the field and make the field smaller for the other team to play in, or you can sit back and try and absorb the pressure. I think sitting back, absorbing the pressure, creates more chances for the other team. I've always been a proponent of pushing out. As every chance you get, when the ball is under pressure, step up. When the ball is in your possession, step out. When the ball is in the air and you've knocked it forward, step out, and you close the field up. And the philosophy I've always had is, when you've got possession, you want to make the field as big as you can, so the wide players get wide, the front players move forward, the back players drop off, you make the field as big as you can. When you lose possession, you make the field as small as you can. The front players come back four push up, the wide players tuck in, and you make it so tight in midfield that you don't have as far to close down to win possession back again. But you've got to be fit for that, and you've got to be controlled for that. You've got to be organised, and you've got to have everybody buying into it. If somebody doesn't do the job and lets it out, you could be in trouble.
I'm going to say a couple of substitutions there as a TSS player gets some treatment. Just waiting to see who's coming off. We know who's coming on, but we're just waiting to see who's coming off. And just before that there, Lane had a shot. Jordan Lane, a long-range effort, and that's all that TSS have allowed Lane to do, is have these long-range efforts. Jordan Haynes getting some treatment there. He looks to be good, but coming on now for TSS, the player I was dreading announcing, number 24, Nico Papakiriakopoulos.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't even spell that.
Might just call him Papa for the rest of this game, but former Whitecaps residency player. Coming on for Chris Guerrero.
It's good to see these young players getting an opportunity to play though, and what a time to go in. You're 2-0 up. It's a little bit more comfortable than going in when it's, you know, when it's a real battle and tough, but it'll be great for young players to get in, get their feet wet and gain some experience. Having played in the academy for quite a long time, he'll be technically solid, he'll know the game, he'll be a good player, but you've got to play against the big boys and play quicker, stronger and faster games to adapt to the senior men's game.
Coming on for Lane United as well, going off is number 9 Charlie Spur, and coming on number 11 Christopher Kaua. So let's see if he can have some spark up front for Lane United. They certainly need something just now. TSS looking quite comfortable at the back with 19 minutes and stoppage time to go. You feel it's going to be Lane that make most of the running now. TSS will be happy just to soak this up and try and hit on the counter. Kaua, first touch of the game, gives the ball away right away though to Marcello Polisi, who finds his brother Matteo.
What it's about now for TSS at the back is concentration and being aware of your surroundings and really not giving anybody an opportunity to get away from you. When you've not got the ball, which is most of the time in a game, that's the time you've got to work the hardest in making sure you're in the right position. Can you see your defender and the ball both, and you can adapt to that. If you can't see the ball, you're in trouble. If you can't see your defender, you're in trouble. So they've got to concentrate and make sure that they're paying attention the whole time and not ball watching.
TSS now breaking forward, looking for the killer third that would surely put this game to bed. Pressure at the edge of the box, they just can't get the shot off, but Matteo Polisi keeping working away. He's shown a lot of battling ability today, Matteo Polisi. He's not given up on any ball. Great to see that from him. In
all fairness, I think TSS have outworked them in this game, except for the first 10 minutes where they were under the gun a bit and lucky to be on an even keel and 0-0. But they've really outworked. They've worked hard, and if they win today, it'll be well deserved because they've certainly put the effort in. And I must say, after watching Liverpool and Tottenham and Champions League all week and the Premier League today and all that, which is a different standard to this, the standard here is very good. The level of awareness, the knowledge of the players, the first touch, the ability they've got, I'm quite impressed. I think the standard of play from both sides is very good. The league's a good league, and it's a good feeder. And hopefully the CPL and other leagues in the US as well, these players are going to develop. Some of these players will move up to those leagues and and better themselves in the game. It's certainly needed, especially in Canada, where we haven't had a league for over 30 odd years.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's needed, desperately needed. It might take 10 years to get it established and for players to develop to the level where we qualify for World Cups again, but I think it's certainly a step in the right direction.
Kaua now coming forward for Lane United. Certainly added some pace to this lane attack since he's come on. Forced wide though, sends the ball into Diaz, whose header gets blocked there by De Graaf, and the ball cleared away by TSS Rovers now. Still keeping the pressure on. Lane for Lane. Little give and go there, gets the ball back. Hits the byline, takes the deflection. Oh, hits the bar. And it went out, the linesman is saying, so it hit the bar from behind the goal, taking the deflection from Haynes as the ball came through. So Jordan Lane here hitting the byline, sending it in. Haynes' leg takes it. I don't see, it must have gone out and then come back in to hit the bar.
Yeah. The linesman's in a better position than we are.
Lane whipping it in, well-headed clear there by Marcello Polisi to Gurmanjaj, who does well to hold on to the ball and set Matteo Polisi off. He looks up, trying to find David Malamura now. Can he cap off a fantastic debut with a goal himself? Oh, and tries to play Matteo back in, but just a little bit too hard and straight into the arms of Mark Olsen. End-to-end stuff here.
Well, that was a great tackle by Gaman to win that and play him through and play him into a good position. And he's actually played a good ball wide to the player on the wing there, but he's made a mess of the pass he's played into the box. But great break. And this again, you mentioned it earlier, Michael, this is where they could be dangerous, because Lane have to push forward to try and get back in the game, and they're going to cause problems at the back with a break. If they can get them on the break and get players forward quickly, they could score again.
Yeah, I mean, the players that TSS have, they've got lots of pace, and they're going to get a lot of opportunities, you feel, in these closing 15 minutes. But so are Lane. I mean, they're pushing hard to try and get in it. You're talking about the Champions League games during the week. I think that showed that any lead in football these days doesn't count for much if a team can just get a bit of momentum and get the goals going.
I think what it did show, it doesn't matter how skillful or how good you are on the ball or whatever, it comes down to determination and who's got the bottle for it and who wants to win it the most, and the passion and the love for the game that you want to do well and you want to win. And in my opinion, Barcelona are still probably one of the best team, if not the best club team in the world. But Liverpool beat them because they wanted it more. It's the players at that level, they're all at a good level. They can all control it and head it and kick it. They all do that. It's the ones who want it bad enough. And I don't know if we install that in our players as much as we should do. We work more on technique and ability and all that. We need to have that passion and drive so players will battle and want to win. Winning's a bad word these days, but you've got to want to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like that. I totally agree with you there. It's like a winning mentality. There's so much focus on, the results don't matter up to a certain age group, and you don't breed winners that way. That's not what they do elsewhere in the world. Well,
I think that's part of the philosophy in a lot of places now, a lot of countries, that it's all about participation and enjoying it. When I was a kid, you say, did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? When I was a kid and I came back to school on Monday and I played in the weekend, they didn't ask me if I enjoyed it and had fun. They asked me, did you win? Yeah. Did you score? Yeah. That's what you want to know. And the game hasn't changed that much. There has to be that will to win. It's all about winning. Nobody remembers, in years to come, nobody remember that Liverpool finished second in the Premier League. They remember Man City won. So you need to have that mentality. And we used to coach that when I was at the Whitecaps, and we used to win regularly. And I think we've gone away from that a little bit now, and we're quite happy just to participate.
Now we've got a substitution for TSS Rovers, making his debut for TSS, 15-year-old Henry Cromack. He's got 12 minutes to show what he can do. Nice opportunity, 15 minutes, 2 goals up. He can bring a 15-year-old on.
Well, I used to coach his dad, Willie Cromack, with the BC team, the national team programme, and the 86s. And he looks a bit like Willie, the way he runs and the way he moves. And if he's as good as his dad, he'll be okay. He's in, he's done him, has he? No.
Oh, a lovely little chip there. That would have been a fantastic third goal there for TSS.
But it's great to see young Cromack get his game here and play with the big boys. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Here we go.
And a chance now for Lane to possibly pull one back, and a great save there from Luciano Trasolini from Villaputa, who was in and goal, and you fancied him to put that away, but Trasolini out well, made himself big, and great block there.
Well, I think TSS have been a better team over the whole game, but I must say, the goalkeeper's kept him in it at least 3 times today.
Yeah.
He's certainly done his job, and it's a difficult job, goalkeeper, where you're standing around watching, doing that much of the game, and when you need it, you've got to be there, you've got to be sharp, and he's done that on every occasion. He's kept him in it.
Lane's not had a lot of chances, but the chances they've had have been really big ones and really good ones, and Trasolini's done well to keep them at bay, and if he can end this with a clean sheet, that's going to be a great result for the SFU Clan keeper. Coming off a great season in college football with the Clan as well. Starter there in his second year with the programme. Starter is going to be for TSS, barring any injuries. And Lane, a great tackle there from De Graaf.
He's given a free kick.
I thought that was a good tackle there.
Didn't look too bad from what I saw, but the referee's in a better position than I am. And he's given a free kick in a dangerous area.
But that's going to give the chance now for Segovia to whip one in, probably to the back post, and for some big players to run into this. And Trasolini out again with the punch. Matteo Polisi now the chance to calm this down and bring it away. Jaj, oh, great tackle by Lane, but keeping the pressure on, and that's going to be a free kick. Oh no, the referee is playing advantage, but he has called it back.
Actually, the linesman called offside, and the referee's given the free kick from further back, which is very good refereeing.
I
He
think
was
this
trying
is
to play the advantage.
I think this might be a second booking if it's Lane that he's given it to. The referee seems a bit confused who he's going to give it to. Ending up giving it to number 25, John Stadler. You just see the replay
great
here.
break from TSS there, and it is a foul. It's a definite foul.
Yeah,
no doubt about
Matteo
that.
takes the ball and then the leg
the
comes up.
referee's trying to play the advantage, and then the linesman calls him offside. So quite rightly, he's gone back and given the free kick. So good refereeing from Alan.
And we should mention Henry Cromack coming on for David Malamura, who's got 2 assists on his debut for TSS today. A great shift put in there from the Croatia SC player.
They've developed some good players over the years, Croatia FC.
They have had a fantastic season in VMSL this year. I mean, they played some beautiful football, worthy winners of the VMSL Premier Division. And a chance here for, and going down in the box, Polisi looking for a penalty there. Referee Alan Roche having nothing to do with that, and it's going to be a throw-in for TSS here. Into the final 10 minutes now. 2-0 TSS Rovers over Lane United in their season opener. De Graaf is going to be happy just to kind of keep this for as long as possible in the Lane final third, and Polisi just showing a little bit of poor control there, knocking the ball out for a
I'm just looking at the crowd here, Michael. It's not a bad little crowd for a game today.
Yeah, it's really filled up.
I don't think the camera angle shows too well. You see on the other side where there's nobody there really, but good little crowd and well supported TSS. Good to see.
Marcello Polisi now trying to find Sanga, but cut out there by Lane United. Sanga though keeping the pressure on and giving away a free kick. Lane have 8 minutes to try and get themselves back into this one.
Got to be careful, kicking the ball away like that, you don't get booked. Last thing you want to do as defenders be booked and get a yellow card and have to make a tackle later on in the game and you're not sure whether you should go in or not. Don't give silly fouls away. We used to have a rule at Abbotsford. You can only get a yellow card if somebody has a sore leg. You can't get a yellow card for shouting at the referee or a dissent or whatever. It's not allowed. We used to fine them for that. So
it must drive coaches crazy when you see some of the bookings players get and then it costs them later on when they pick up a second.
Exactly, but that's what we used to say. If somebody gets a yellow card, the other player has to have a sore leg. There's got to be something in it, otherwise what's the point?
Another cheap giveaway there from Lane, allowing TSS to bring the ball forward, and Polisi trying to find Jaj, but well cut out there by Lane. Lane's player Lane now with the ball, chipped forward to Kua. Winning a throw-in for the deflection off De Graaf.
The number 11's done well for Lane since he's come on.
He's
made
looked
a bit
really
of a
lively.
difference and he's caused some problems.
Lane now with a throw-in down at the corner flag here. Segovia back to Lane. Ball comes to Kua, who just plays it in, but there's no Lane players chasing that down. An easy collection there for Luciano Trasolini.
And without giving him the kiss of death, Trasolini's done everything right tonight. He's had a terrific game. What he's had to do has been outstanding. Everything he's done well.
He's a great goalkeeper. I watched him for years come through the Whitecaps residency programme, and the residency have produced so many fine goalkeepers in recent years. You've had Callum Irvin, Marco Carducci, Luciano here is another one.
Play today, actually.
Yeah, he had a couple of big saves.
Yeah.
Good win for Cavalry FC, 2-1. 95th minute winner. Nico Piscotti. It was a lovely goal.
Quite exciting at the end, yeah.
Oh, you saw what it meant. So many of that Cavalry team played with Calgary Foothills last year in the PDL.
I don't know if he's listening, but that's the fastest I've seen Martin Nash run, even when he was playing.
Yes. I know he was fairly along that touchline there.
I'm just kidding, Nashy.
A couple of substitutions now for Lane, just throwing everything they've got left on the pitch. Coming on is number 24, Jadari Newton, and number 3, Joseph Baja. Baja on the ball just now. So that was Newton on the ball. Lane, just TSS not leaving any space at all. And another poor giveaway. Well pounced on there by Matteo Polisi, who gets brought down from the back there. That looks like that could be a booking for Segovia here.
Again, it's terrific pressure. He's really pressurised well and won the ball when he's no right to win the ball there, but because of the pressure he puts on, he's won the ball, poor defending, and he's chopped him down there, and it's a yellow card. There's a player in behind him. There's no chance it's a red card, but it is definitely a yellow card, and another chance for TSS to have a strike at goal. They've not really had a good shot from a free kick yet.
No.
Let's hope this can change.
Well, Polisi's last effort was a pretty weak one that just went past the left post. This is way more central, so...
Yeah, well, Jazz used to take him for UFV and used to hit them from that distance quite regularly in training and in games and score goals. But being a new player on there, I guess he's just keeping out of the way and letting them get on with it. But it needs a good hit. It needs to be on target.
Polisi is a really good free kick taker. Let's see what he can do with this one. Just over 20 yards out. He hits it low again.
Oh, the wall's done its job. It stood still there, but you've got to get it over the wall, or you've got to get it through the wall if there's a gap. But no gaps there, and not a very good free kick, to be quite honest.
I guess it's one of those things you're hoping the wall's going to jump and it's going to go under. Although I've watched so many games of football in the last week, I can't remember what game it was. Never seen this before. There was a player lying on the ground.
Yeah, I've seen that, Don. He lies behind.
Yeah, and I just hadn't seen that. It was just so unusual. A risk of the ball coming through and whacking you on the arm, surely, doing something like that as well. TSS, though, easily knocking the ball about now, trying to find Jaj with a long ball up front. Cleared by Lane, but only as far as Jordan Haynes. Jaj gets the ball back now. Sanga trying to get in the box, but cut out by Lane, who's got a chance to break now with Segovia, but Polisi again quickly picks up the loose ball. What can he get going? You fancy that he's going to want himself on the score sheet today. He's been a buzzsaw around the middle of the parks.
Well, his work rate's made his game definitely better than normal. He just works so hard. Every time he's not on the ball, he's pressurising. He's won more than his fair share of balls by pressurising. Let's see him get in the score sheet and make amends for it.
Yeah, he's powering forward here, trying to line up the shot. Well blocked there by Lane. But it comes back to Polisi, and he's down again, but no free kick this time. His brother Marcello now on the ball. Finds his SFU teammate Eric de Graaf. Inside here to Henry Cromack, the 15-year-old, cuts it back to Sang at the edge of the box. He takes a low one, but straight at Mark Olsen in the Lane goal. Easily collected there by Olsen. 88th minute. Surely TSS are not going to give this up. If Lane can get anything from this now, it's going to be a tremendous comeback, and they can't even get a free kick there, giving away a cheap free kick in the corner, putting an end to that break.
Just looking at the body language of some of the Lane players, they look a bit dejected, and their heads are down, and they don't look as if they've got that drive to have a last go at it and get something out of it. The body language is not good, in my opinion.
It's been a wonderful afternoon. Good chance to celebrate with TSS Rovers shirt sponsor Parallel 49 Brewing. Check them out at parallel49brewing.com. Jars winning the header there, but giving away a free kick in the process.
Don't see much wrong with that one, to be honest with you. He's gone up fair and square.
Yeah.
But again, the referee's better positioned than I am.
Remember to check out AFTN as well this week. We'll have a lot of stuff coming from this game. We'll have our photos. We've got a couple of interviews coming up with players that we've done. David Malamura and Ellie Guindo, who will make his debut on Friday. So watch out for that, aftn.ca. Thank you for being with us this afternoon at Swangard Stadium. Hope you've enjoyed the match. I'm Michael McCall with Alan Errington here. You can give us a follow on AFTN Canada. And Alan, you're always very lively on Twitter. Where can they find you?
Yes, it gets me in trouble more often than not, but I do say what I think.
Which I like. I've enjoyed commentating with you today. Where
Same
can they
here.
find you on Twitter? What's your Twitter handle?
At Alan Errington.
Easy to remember.
Yeah.
There's been a few good performances by TSS today. If I'm picking a man of the match, there's a few standouts. Matteo Polisi's had a good game. Luciano Trasolini in goal. David Malamura with the 2 assists. I'm not sure what way I would go with this one. Who would you maybe have down, Alan?
I would go with the number 8. Where is he? Where are we?
Marcello Polisi?
Yes, I thought he's had a terrific game. He's been solid in midfield. The 10's done very well. Been very dominant when he's been on the ball. Conor McMillan did well. Terrific goal he scored and worked hard when he was on.
Been really hard to fault any of the TSS players. Mark Bodissimo as well in a makeshift centre-back roles looked really good back there. Owen McBride, a young 18-year-old, making his TSS Rovers debut today on the ball just now. After a shaky first few minutes, he's really
after a
settled
shaky
in.
start, the back four have done very well since then. They've got their act together and sorted themselves out. But early on, where they need to concentrate as they kick off, because it's a very important time, they looked a bit lost. They were all over the place.
It's going to give Will Cromack a little bit of a selection headache as well, because you've got a team that's won, you've got a defence that's kept a clean sheet. It's not your starting centre-back pairing, but they've done really well.
They're good problems to have as a coach.
Oh,
I used to love those problems. Who do we pick and who do we not pick? And it's a difficult talk to the players that are not going to start in midweek when you're training. I used to talk to players all the time and say, you're playing, you're not playing, and what have you. But it's a difficult conversation with the ones who have done nothing wrong, but you can't pick them because you think somebody's just a little bit better than they are at this point in time. But that's a good problem to have.
The games are coming thick and fast as well. 2 games next weekend, one on Friday, one on Sunday. So I'm pretty sure we'll see all these guys in action over those 2 matches. Lane now trying to get some kind of consolation. Ball whipped into Diaz, but again Trasolini easily collects it as we're into stoppage time here at Swangard Stadium.
He's not put a foot wrong, Trasolini,
No,
has
he
he?
hasn't.
He's done
He's
everything
been
very
fantastic.
comfortable in the saves he's had to make. He's been outstanding with them, but all the regular stuff, he's been terrific. He's not done a thing wrong.
This has been a great team performance by TSS, sending a message to the rest of the league. It's one of these things, there's so much turnover in this league that you just don't know what teams are going to be like. And folk maybe wondered what TSS were going to be like this year. They lost a couple of their key players. We don't know what Seattle or Portland's really going to be like yet either. They're teams that can be up or down depending on who they've added. But a great message from TSS to the rest of the league so far, starting off with this win and what looks like a clean sheet today.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, Colin and Willie have to be pleased. They've obviously still got a lot of work to do. The team's got to gel. There's other players to come back into it. But you've got to be happy with a 2-0 win. If it remains 2-0, it could be 3, it could be 2-1. You never know. But they've got to be happy with this performance. And no matter what the score is, the performance has been good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
That, as a coach, you've got to be happy with that. There's always things you can tweak and improve upon, and that's what you do all the way through towards the end of the season. But terrific start for them.
And Kua sending the ball in there. Easily dealt with Eric de Graaf whipped away. Only as far though as Lane, who powers forward trying to get something going. Nice little 1-2 in the box there. Oh, Diaz played the ball to Segovia, who's asking for a handball there. Referee having none of it. Nice shot there, the Swangardians.
It's got to be close to time, Michael. I think the referee's
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting all this stoppage time for. I didn't
there's
really
been a
see.
few substitutions, so they take 30 seconds each,
True.
I guess. So there's a few minutes to play, but they didn't notify us how much longer to play. But it's got to be near the last kick of the game any time now.
Pretty sure this might be very well the last kick. No, still getting some minutes here. You can hear the Swangardians in full voice behind Mark Olsen's goal there. They'll be happy and celebrating this 2-0 victory tonight. Newton tries to clear the ball, but only as far as Papakiriapopoulos. Had to try and get that in before the end of the match. Matteo Polisi now.
Done well with that one.
And there goes the final whistle here at Swangard Stadium, and it's a opening victory on Mother's Day for TSS Rovers. 2 goals, 1 in each half. 19 minutes in, Conor McMillan, a beautiful turn swivel and a volley of a David Malamura cross to make it 1-0 in the 19th minute. 68th minute, Malamura in the action again, cutting the ball back beautifully to Gurman Jaj, who's only on the field for a couple of minutes, scoring on his TSS debut. 2-0 win for TSS Rovers. Final thoughts from this one, Alan?
Well, 2 great goals to come and see. Just to come and see the two good strikes, 2 terrific goals. A half volley from Conor McMillan in the first half, hit the roof of the net, and Gaman in the second half, it's what you call a grass cutter, just drove it low and hard and into the far corner. Terrific goals. But a good performance all in all. I think the management, the staff, the coaches have all going to be happy with TSS. And credit to the young players, they've worked hard. They'll deserve a night off tonight and get their legs back. But they've outworked Lane United today and fully deserved 2-0 win after a shaky start.
Most definitely. Join us again on Friday night. Join us in person. That would be even better at Swangard Stadium. 7 o'clock kick-off. Portland Timbers under-23s coming to town. Can TSS make it 2 wins out of 2? Let's hope so. Until then, we'll see you on AFTN during the week, and we'll join you on Friday night. Thanks for listening, everyone.